Hi guys, it's Maggie from Magnificent Tarot, and I am back with a extended for your soulmate reading. Okay, so this extended, I'm going to start titling the extendeds, and the title of this one will be Evolution, Taurians. I feel like there is an energy, a transformative energy happening for you guys. In the first video, I talked about the metamorphosis of you or your soul and the actualization and retrospection. You're going through a process where you're getting rid of things that no longer serve you, okay? You're healing from the past. You're healing from negativity. You're healing from anything that held you back. You experience a lot of negative emotions as it pertains to the soulmate union, this journey that you're on. And the last spread was very interesting because I had a lot of yellow, and I mentioned the solar plexus, I mentioned courage and self-confidence, but I kind of feel like it's some type of enlightenment that you're going through. So that was very interesting. So I wanted to highlight the retrospection aspect and the evolution of your soul, your soul's journey. Okay? So let me see. I have the overall energy and it's temperance. And I thought that was this card was very it coincides with the energy of balancing and basically going through the process of the evolution of the old you into the new you. Because I feel like here you're balancing out everything to prepare yourself. So I did a classic 9-card spread. First 3 cards are the 5 of Pentacles in reverse. We have the Ace of Swords in reverse, and we have the Knight of Swords in reverse. And it's not a coincidence that these 3 cards are all in the reverse. I feel like because it speaks of the past, I feel like the energy of the past was a negative, and I don't want to use the word negative, but I'm going to use the word, it was more on the side of difficulties through the tests, through the karmic experiences here, because we have the 5 of Pentacles starting off the past. This talks about karmic lessons, understanding lessons and learning from the lessons. So I don't want to say negative because it doesn't always have to be negative, but there were difficulties. There were a few obstacles that you needed to get past. And those were in form of test. Whether you knew these were tests, or unbeknownst to you, you were being tested through your relationships and your interactions with your love interests, or this person that you call your soulmate. You were going through a test. You were feeling some type of lost, sadness. You felt left out in the cold from that relationship, or you made somebody else feel left out in the cold, for the cross watchers that are watching this. Okay? And then with the Ace of Swords, this talks about individuality. And it talks about the disappointment. You felt disappointed. You felt frustration. There was a lack of clarity. Something, or the past events or energies or emotions from the past were preventing the new beginning that you wanted with your soulmate. But I feel like this card is also talking about you taking stock of your life, and you are basically, or you were, and you may still be doing this, but you were taking stock of your life, taking stock of everything that happened and how it happened. and you were focusing on those things. And I think the focus was based too much on the negative aspects of the experiences or the test. And then we have the Knight of Swords here in the reverse as well. And that talks about resistance. It talks about being impatient, not wanting to make a hasty decision, putting your plans on hold. It talks about postponement. So I feel like a part of you was being impatient because you really wanted to have this person come towards you, or you wanted to come towards this person, but at the same time you didn't want to make a hasty decision because you weren't ready. You didn't feel like you were ready, or you didn't feel like the person was ready. You're still stuck in anger. You're still stuck feeling betrayed, feeling like this person did you wrong. So you didn't really want to come towards the person, or you didn't want the person to come towards you. Or if they did, you would still be in a space of conflict, okay? So I feel like this whole section is here talking about you moving away from that space of conflict, moving away from feeling bitter or being petty or just not wanting to deal with the other person. Because now you're learning, or you've learned the lessons and you understand, and you're looking at it from a higher perspective here. With this card here, this is a higher perspective. This is your higher self. You're balancing out your lower and your higher self. And the other spread that I did for the soulmate reading, we talked about the Hierophant. That was and all the cards are dualistic. And I mentioned the base chakra because of the color red, and that was due to the fact that you guys are grounding yourself. The base chakra is the energy of that chakra it's very grounding. You go into protect mode. You go into protect myself. It's me. I need to protect me, my heart, my feelings, my emotions. So I feel like this card talks about feeling like you're left out in the cold, but I feel like you put yourself out in the cold. You isolated yourself on purpose. Okay. So moving into the present energies here, we have the Page of Wands in reverse, the Eight of Wands in reverse, and we also have the Five of Cups in reverse. Okay, we have a lot of reversals, but they're fitting for this particular reading here, the evolution of you. We have here, with the Page of Wands, indecision, feeling instability, the reluctancy, like that I was talking about. Because you were in an uncomfortable situation, an uncomfortable relationship, lots of conflict, lots of clashing, lots of arguments, couldn't see eye to eye with the other person, you may have been domineering or controlling, or that may have been happening to you. So I feel like this whole idea of receiving an apology, you kind of looked at the negative aspects of it as you getting a bad news, or you're not getting this apology, or it's not coming to you, or you're getting bad information, or not being able to express yourself, and you giving someone bad information or a bad message due to the anger and the disappointment and the frustration you felt. Because the person may have done you wrong. This could be the cross watcher, or you may have done the person wrong, Taurus. Okay. And then we have the Knight of Wands, that is a very confused energy, confusion. You're feeling like you're a failure, or you failed at the relationship. It talks about conflicts. This is both reluctancy, holding on to the past, or negative experiences or emotions. And those negative experiences or negative emotions that I've talked about are holding you back. That's why in the first spread, it showed us that you went into a period of limbo. You went into a period of suspension because you're in that cocoon stage where you're now growing and you're changing, and you're going through the metamorphosis, and you're going to emerge as this butterfly here, even though this is an angel, but you're going to emerge as a new you. Okay, because these experiences, that is the whole purpose of the karmic experience, and karmic doesn't necessarily have to be bad. All interactions are karmic, and I feel like that the experience is making you better, making you a better person, making you see things in a different way, making you react to things in a different way. And it's like just growing up in general. You're maturing. And that's been showing up a lot in all of your readings, your general readings, any reading that I've done. I've always seen an energy of maturity, moving from one phase of your life into another, and all you can do is go up from there. Okay, and then we have the Five of Cups, and the Five of Cups talks about letting go of the past. So if we tie in the Nine of Wands here, being stubborn in the past, being defensive, but this is you now lowering those defenses, and you're taking a second look at the situation, and you're taking responsibility for your actions. Okay, so with the Five of Cups energy, you feel regret, you feel some remorse. You're unhappy about the breakup. You're unhappy about the breakdown of the relationship. And you're taking stock of the events and the situations prior to making any major decisions in your life. Because like I said, you're analyzing and you're trying to understand the situation, and being in that cocoon stage, this is your time to go into the introspection, because now you're going within yourself, the Hierophant. I believe here too with the Temperance card, being patient with yourself and taking the time to understand your emotions from a higher plane of existence now, instead of the base and the lower chakra. So we have here a clear view, a map. I want to say a map for July. All of the negativity and all the unbalanced emotions are going to be balanced this month. This is the month of balancing through your evolutionary process. So moving into the potential future, we have the Judgment card in reverse. We have the Queen of Pentacles, and then we have the Eight of Cups here. And for me, the Judgment in reverse talks about the karma, the karmic lessons. In the upright, it talks about karma being fulfilled, but it isn't in the upright. So this is letting me know that you're still working through that karma. But you're approaching an end of a cycle with this Eight of Cups and this Queen of Pentacles, because 8 plus 1, because there's only one pentacle here. And then we have 8 cups here. And I know these are two different suits, but I still look at this like, okay, so this particular card here is an 8, and this is also an 8. Eights do talk about endings. Okay. I'm sorry. This is the 3. I apologize. This is Taurus. This is a 3. This is you. This represents you, and this is focusing on your ambitions, focusing on your aspirations, focusing on yourself. But like I said, this is an ending, and I look at this as a 9. These two together, and I'm just looking at that one pentacle, and that one pentacle is, for me, it's going to represent your soul, or this is the real authentic self here that you're holding in your hand and you're nurturing. And these represent your emotions here. And I feel like this is the time this month to nurture. And you're putting yourself first. You're putting your needs first. What is the best for you? If you were the one that was in the position of being hurt, now you're thinking about your self-worth and how you're not going to let that happen again with this union, or whatever union you decide to experience. With the Queen of Pentacles, she nurtures herself and she nurtures others. However, what I'm getting from this is your focus is going to be on you. Because in the last spread, we talked about seclusion. We talked about, because this talks about seclusion too. These two cards. Because there's a focus on you and how things affected you in the past, and the focus now in the month of July is how are you going to let them focus affect you now in this month, especially with all these planets in retrograde. We have Mars in retrograde. With the Five of Cups, it's Mars in Scorpio. So you could have been dealing with someone with either a Scorpio or Pisces, or someone with Mars in their Scorpio. That could be in your chart. I feel a lot of Scorpio energy here. You guys could have been dealing with a Taurus, another Taurus, a Libra, a Cancer, also Aquarius, Leo, and Sagittarius is coming up strong. I'm going to clarify because I have the Eight of Cups here, and the Eight of Cups is talking about now you want great joy and happiness. This is you wanting these things. This is the potential future. You're learning your lessons here with the Judgment in reverse. You're focusing on yourself, you're nurturing yourself, and you're learning how to nurture others properly. And this is you wanting to have the happiness and joy that you deserve. And it's the feeling, it's because you were feeling rejected in the past and you were feeling lonely. But it's also talking about making changes to your attitude and your lifestyle. And I feel like some of you guys are going to be traveling to your soulmate. I feel like some of you guys will travel this month to communicate with your soulmate. So let's do some clarifiers here for the extended. And I'm going to clarify one card for each section. So we're going to start off with the Ace of Swords. Why is the Ace of Swords in reverse crowning the energy of the reading, please? Ace of Swords, please. Clarify the Ace of Swords. All right. I have the Queen of Wands. Yeah, someone just wanting to... The Queen of Wands, she relies on herself. She's very stern. She's a stern energy. But this could be a really positive card. It doesn't necessarily have to be negative. The negative aspects are speaking to me though. But for me right now, I think of individuality. And this is someone that can stand on their own and doesn't need anybody else to compliment them. In the past, that may have been the case. But I feel like your journey is learning about being enough for yourself and not needing anybody to complete you. That's how I look at the Queen of Wands. She doesn't really need anyone to complete her. She's loyal, and everybody should know this about Taurians. Taurians are like the most loyal signs out there. Very trustworthy people, very generous people, very nurturing. Like all my Taurian friends are like really great people. Like they will always have your back no matter what, even if you piss them off. I feel like this is the inner strength that you're trying to gain, the wisdom and the knowledge that you're trying to cultivate within yourself here. And it's good that this card came up to clarify, because you're trusting into your intuition. Because like I was saying about the Ace of Swords, you lack clarity, you lack direction, and the Queen of Wands is talking about, because I said like on her negative side, there's a negative aspect to her, and I feel like the negative aspect was being arrogant or egotistical or overconfident or vain, because it has the energy. It's related to the sign of Leo and Sagittarius, so you could be very overconfident because you know yourself, but in a way where it was more because a Hierophant showed up in the other reading, it was more to fit in. or to create a false reality for yourself of how you think people view you. And I feel like with the Queen of Wands showing up to clarify the Swords card, it talks about you now focusing on it's like the maturity. It's like I was talking about, the being mature now. What really matters to you? You're wiser now. You're not only very keen on your insights, but I feel like the experiences has put you in a space that is going to allow you to develop spiritually and be able to pass on your experiences to other people. Now, with this particular card, the focus is going to be on relationships too. And I think in the past you were focused too much on your relationship too, and that's why she's showing up. And I feel like this is why you pulled back and put yourself in that, you secluded yourself. Okay, so with that being said, let me clarify the Five of Cups in reverse. Clarify the Five of Cups in reverse. Why is the Five of Cups in reverse here? Oops, that's too many cards. Five of Cups in reverse. And with the Five of Cups, we get the feeling of no longer want to be bound to the past as well. You're tired of being bound to those negative emotions of the past. And it's in the reverse, so you're kind of looking forward. Clarify the Five of Cups. Sometimes, let me see. I don't feel like pulling that one. Nothing. If nothing falls out, I usually just pull based on intuitive guidance. So just bear with me. It sometimes takes long, but sometimes I'm trying to figure out what cards. There it is. Okay. So we have the Five of Cups showed up because of you felt overwhelmed and overburdened. And it's funny because I actually put that in my notes for feeling overburdened, overwhelmed. You felt overwhelmed by the negative emotions of the past. So, and you felt regret and remorse. Lots of regret. You feel sorry. This is why there's an apology in the first place. This is why you wanted to bring that apology, that offer of an apology in the first place. Because you felt sorry for what you did in the past. You know you did the person wrong. And this could, or the cross watcher, you know you did the Taurian wrong. And you felt overwhelmed by that. And that's what sparked, that was the catalyst that sparked the transformation within yourself. Clarify the Judgment card in reverse, please. Judgment in reverse. So, this is why there is a focus on you. Me, Myself, and I comes to mind by Beyonce. Me, myself, and I is what I have in the end, is what I found out. Okay, so that's the Six of Wands in the reverse. And for me, the Judgment in the reverse is supposed, in the upright, like I was saying, Judgment talks about karma fulfilled. You learned your lesson. It's in the reverse because you're still learning the lesson. You haven't learned all the lessons yet. You're almost there, but you're not quite there. And the Six of Wands in the reverse talks about stagnation, maybe a little delay, or it could talk about, because in the upright is victory, feeling victorious, apprehension, fear in delay, but mostly fear of failure, that maybe if you approach this person, it's not going to work out. Nostalgia, being stuck in the past too. That's why the Judgment is still in reverse. Because in the first reading, I did talk about in the future potential, there was still some stagnant energy of you being stuck in the past. So you're still working through that. But through your self-actualization and through retrospection, you will get there. Trusting yourself, balancing out your emotions, you will get there here. Coping with these emotions here. I know some of you guys are using your vices or distracting yourself by going out, partying, having fun. There's nothing wrong with that. But make sure you're doing everything in moderation. Let me clarify the Eight of Cups. Clarify the Eight of Cups in the upright. I was going to say reverse, but it's in the upright. Clarify the Eight of Cups, please. There's an expansion taking place here with the collective of Taurus. And I think that this is why your videos are the most viewed videos, not just on my channel, but on, I've seen a lot of channels. The Taurian videos are like up there because this energy right now, this grounding energy with everything that's happening on this planet, I feel like the Taurian collective is being affected the most by it because you guys are the keepers of the earth. You're the very earthy sign that is about, for me, I feel like you guys have the ability to make something out of nothing. And you can sustain it because of your fixed nature, your unchanging nature. I feel like you find something, you make it right, you make it solid. And it's like one of those things that solid foundation is long lasting. It's like the pyramids. It's like something so old, something old, but it was built well that it lasts for a very long time, if that makes sense. And I feel like that's the energy that the Taurian collective embodies. You guys are the builders. You build the solid foundations that will last forever. You withstand a lot. Obstacles. This is happening to you guys because you guys can handle this because of your strong nature. Okay? So I got the Ten of Swords in reverse for the clarifying the Eight of Cups. And this is just you done with feeling negative, feeling the negative emotions. This is you healing. And this is talking about ending that and ending of the cycle. It's in the reverse because you're almost there. The cycle's not completed yet, but you're getting close to completing that cycle. Let's get one more card of overall advice or final outcome, please. Final outcome for the soulmate journey. I don't know if I want these. No. Final outcome for the soulmate journey for the Taurian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mercury, Jupiter, North Node, please. Final outcome. Final outcome for the Taurian collective. Okay, we have the Star again from the first reading, and I love it. I love it. The Star card came out again. Hope and faith. So this month, rely on your faith. Be hopeful that all things will turn out in your favor. And I'm looking at this picture of the Temperance, and she has her cup and she's pouring into another cup. This is you pouring your love into somebody else this month. You will be coming towards your love interest. Your love interest will be coming towards you, and they will be pouring themselves, but little by little. It's going to be a slow process. But it's one of those things where you don't need them to fill your cup up because your cup is already full. And your cup is runneth over. And you're giving the extra that's runneth over out of your cup, you're giving it to somebody else. Okay, that is your extended reading, Taurians. I love you guys. Thank you for your support, your like, your comments, and your subscribes. You know, please hit me up for a private reading. I would be honored to do your private readings, Taurus. I've done a few. They've been very positive. Hit me up on Instago, Twitter, or my Instagram account. Please follow my Instagram. I'm trying to build up my following. But once again, thank you guys for your support. See you next time.